Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I think there's a slight delay on the stream, but hopefully not. Hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. Say hi in the chat if you can. Hello, Raphael. How's it going? Hello. Oh, I got an echo here. Wait, let me turn off the volume on my stream. Yeah, I had that not muted. Okay, we're good. I just wanted to test if it was working, and it is, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. So, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? So I'm gonna go ahead and what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on slow mode just so that people get a chance to ask questions and stuff like that, and we don't get too overwhelmed. But we are gonna be watching on that. Oh yes, yes, yes. Dylan, shh, be quiet, be quiet. We gotta talk. Oh yeah, Black Friday sale, guys. Black Friday sale for the merchandise. If you guys want to get anything on dylangoo.com, do so before Monday because it's 30% off. Okay, here we go. So, what's our plan for today, guys? What's our plan for today? We are gonna be watching CyberKatsu Recoded, which is my latest animation. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys might, well, I mean, you'll watch it today anyway, so welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Watch Together stream. So what we're gonna do is we're basically just going to watch the stream together and, sorry, watch the video together. And then I'll be answering any questions that you guys might have. Specifically, we do have, hang on, let me enable slow mode real quick. You guys are crazy. Oh my God, so many of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man, yeah, refresh if it's not working, guys. Make sure to refresh. Well, I guess you can't hear me. Yeah. But yeah, so, yeah, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we're gonna be doing, for those of you guys who are just joining us, we'll be watching CyberKatsu Recoded together today. We're gonna watch it through once, and then I'm gonna watch it through again, maybe even a few times, just to go through and stop at certain parts, to talk about sort of like the behind the scenes, answer any questions you guys might have about the process or the story or the characters or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun for me to be able to interact with you guys. So this is going to be just, you know, a really chill stream. If you guys just chill and hang out with me, that's all we're going to do, really. But it's cool, you know, it's fun. So yeah, we can do that. And as you can see, your names are in the bottom left-hand corner. If you want to see your own messages there, just make sure not to spam too much. But luckily, we do have a slow mode on, so it should be fine. But yeah. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with watching this. After we watch the video, I do want to talk a little bit about the Blender animation course, which I know some of you guys will have questions about, because I know I've already gotten a lot of questions about sort of like, you know, what's going to be included in the course, and all that information is on the website, but obviously asking more specific questions is helpful, which is why I'm here, my friends. It's why I'm here. All right, you guys ready? Okay, here we go. Let's start it. I'm going to stop this music here, and then we're just going to jump right into it, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear the sound and everything like that. Hopefully it's all good. Is that good? Okay. All right. I hope so. Here we go. We're going to watch it through once, and then we'll watch it again. So I'll pause a second time. Asmatico, thanks for the membership, dude. Thank you. Hey, late. How's it going? Yeah, this stream will be archived later. This fight is so good, guys. I'm really happy with how it turned out. No. Such mystery. I love this shot. It's so well done. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have some questions. I'm sure a lot of you guys have some questions. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've gotten a lot of great questions already, which is fantastic. I want to answer those too, but I want to answer any questions you guys have today in the stream, and we can get to some of the FAQ stuff later on in the stream. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, this was my first, as you guys may have seen in the title of the video, this is my first original character animation since like I think like 3-4 years ago. Katsu Cats was an animation I made a long time ago, which actually was basically the source of every cat animation since then. But Katsu Cats was the original animation I made 4 years ago. It won a film festival at the Blender conference, which was awesome. Super honored to have that award on my video, because that was a lot of work. But that was great, and this is sort of like I mean, CyberKatsu Recoded is a bit of a inspiration from that, but it's great. It's really fun working on original stuff, honestly. So anyway, I hope you guys liked it. I know there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, so I want to make sure everybody's watched it first, and then we'll ask you guys. We'll answer some questions from you guys. Kareem says, "Did you model the car?" I did not. I actually the car is from Sketchfab, and it's actually a Lamborghini Terzo. Terzo, I believe that's the model name, and it's a really nice car, and I just shaded it and made it work in Eevee, and it looks really nice. What can I say? How long did this take? Says Cobalt Neko. This took approximately. Oh, it depends, because it was spread out. I was working on it alongside another project. As you guys know, I am also working on Katsu Avatar: The Last Airbender, so that's actually going to be coming out relatively soon. I'm working on that at the moment, but because while I was working on it side by side, it took a little bit of time from both projects. I would say that for the animation portion, it took us approximately 3 weeks, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks for the animation, and then we did some rendering on top of that, because we started really animating this basically at the beginning of the month. Yeah, but that doesn't include modeling and rigging and environment creation, which happened before then. So, yeah. Oh, let me turn on some music. I got some really nice cyberpunk music. So we're gonna listen to that. Sound good? Okay, great. Make sure the volume's good. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice volume. What are the girls' names? The girls' names are Abby and Tabby. Abby is the white-haired one, and Tabby is the green-haired one. Is this a good volume? It's kind of loud for me. I don't know if it's loud for you guys. Turn it down a little bit. There we go. How do we contact you for business? Twitter is usually a pretty good spot to contact me. Actually, Twitter is where a lot of people have reached me in the past. I check my Twitter pretty often, so if you do message me on Twitter, I'll probably check it out. I don't check my email as much. I do check my email, don't get me wrong. I don't miss emails very often either. But Twitter's it's got less spam in it, so it's just a little easier for me to find it. So yeah, I typically prefer Twitter, honestly. It's just the easiest way to do it. You don't need like an email address or anything, so it's nice. Yeah, which render engine did you use? I used, sorry, I was about to say Cycles. I used Eevee. This is 100% Eevee. There's no Cycles in it whatsoever. There's no, I was gonna say Blender internal, but nobody uses that anymore. Waffle Rada, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you. Got any tips on character modeling? Yes. I mean, I do have some tips. Am I the best character modeler? No, I wouldn't say so. So for example, this character was actually modeled by the Art Gun on Twitter. She is fantastic as an artist in general. She does. She's a concept artist and also an illustrator, of course, and also a modeler and a rigger. She is great, and she did the designs for Abby and Tabby. So yeah, she did a really good job. I mean, yeah, I kind of want to watch this again. We can pause through different parts and we can go through that. But I want to answer some more questions, and we'll go. We'll watch it again, and I want to pause at some parts and talk about it, because there's some parts I want to talk about because they were really cool. I'm sure that'll answer some questions as well. Is there going to be a sequel? There is not planned a sequel, no. This was meant to be sort of a one-off thing, not necessarily a series, but I was very interested to see what you guys would say about it, what you guys would think about it, because I think it has potential for a series. I think that's sort of what I wanted to portray as sort of like from a writing exercise. Like, I think this is something that feels pretty cool, but it isn't, something that I necessarily planned on doing, if that makes sense. Who are the grunts of the girls? Ah, yes, Sam the VA. Good question. That was Easy Breezy VA. on Twitter. She is fantastic. She pulled through. I had to ask her for some stuff like last minute, and she pulled through like really well. It was like the day after. She's like, here you go, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Yeah. Would you consider making a video or a tutorial breaking down the rigging process of character models like Abby and Tabby? I mean, I would consider that, certainly. But this particular project, the character was rigged by Saranin, or Antonio Garcia. He's a fantastic rigger. We've been working together for a while now and been improving on the rigging process over time. We're almost to a point where we're pretty satisfied with a general rigging process that works for our workflow. So I'm really hoping that in the future we might be able to provide that information somehow. But yeah, we're still working on it at the moment. Yeah. Does your course have subtitles in Portuguese? I will have to check, but I know that it does have subtitles in several foreign languages. And I would be surprised if Portuguese wasn't on there because it's one of the more popular, more spoken languages. So I think it is, because I think there was a total of like 15 different languages that it was translated into. So I definitely think so. Hey, Serenan's here. What's up? How's it going? Yeah. All right, guys. Pink Sakura says I'd be interested in a sequel. Yeah, I mean that flatters me. Thank you. I'm glad you like it that much. Yeah. If this turns into a series, I'm watching every episode religiously. Ah, Condera, you're too nice. You're too nice. Happy birthday, Cameron. Happy birthday. All right, guys, we're gonna watch it again. But this time I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the behind-the-scenes process about each shot because there's a lot to talk about. It's a very short, but a lot of work went into it. And I want to talk about sort of how this came to be. This sign was made by Ruki Curry. She's a fantastic modeler. She just helped me out a little bit on making some signs, which really added to the environment. But yeah, so some questions about the style. Like we had, I developed a very interesting sort of fusion of freestyle and backface culling, which for those of you guys who are more technical might know what that means. But Blender has a line art software built into it, as well as the standard method is just to use an extra piece of geometry. So I actually used that for both. I used both of those techniques for Abby and Tabby. That's just a fun little fact. but yeah. Let me turn down the music here. This actually, this was a lot of fun to animate. I actually animated the USB transforming, and my typical process for transforming stuff is just to make it up as I go along. The original USB was actually just a cube, basically just stretched along the thing, and we actually used that to animate for quite a while. That was just meant for us to animate the actual position of the USB. When we had to transform it, I had to basically do that at the end after everything had gone through. As you can see, it's based off of like an excavator type look, so that it kind of looks like it's pulling stuff out. I wanted that to feel right, so that obviously worked out pretty well, I think. And then I just did some hologram stuff. Then this little part I thought was cool because it's just, technically it's just like it looks kind of like a SIM card holder. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like the SIM card on your phone. You pop it out, it just looks like this. Don't tell anybody, but I totally copied that, and it's just there for extra detail. Why are they fighting for it? Good question. So as you can see here, based on the storyline, for those guys who are curious about the story, there is a very obvious power, quote unquote, that this USB has, which is it's able to pull money out of the vending machine and into her account. As you can see here, she starts with whatever, and then she ends up with a lot more money than she had before. For those of you guys who don't know, this is the yen symbol, which is Japanese currency. Originally, I had a dollar symbol, and then I was like, wait, they're in Japan. And you can tell they're in Japan because the very first thing is Japanese. So that's just a little, environment setter there. And then obviously, if you look at all the drinks, they're all in Japanese as well. But yeah, so this USB is able to hack into things and obviously can steal money. That by itself is already pretty valuable. So the reason why Tabby and Abby are fighting over it is particularly for this reason. It has the ability to make someone rich, whether legally or not. So that's what that's for. Rush, how's it going, dude? Yo, Rush Garcia is in the chat. Hey guys, if you haven't seen Rush Garcia's music, he has a YouTube channel. Check it out. He's got great music. Please check it out. He's wonderful. But yeah, so that's to answer your question. That's why they're basically fighting over it. But of course, the story gets a little more complicated than that, which we'll talk about later. How long did it take you to figure out the UI? For Blender or for this thing? I'll tell you this much. This UI was also made in the same mindset of, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I'm just going to figure it out as I go. If you guys didn't notice, actually, just a fun little fact. This right here, this circle hologram icon thing is actually the same circle hologram icon thing that I use on the UI panel here. Well, bam! Look at that. Look at that. Reuse, reduce, recycle. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just I was lazy. But I also wanted to have a similar motif so that they would be obviously connected from a visual theme perspective. Something shape language. I don't know. That's a cool word. I'll use it. So yeah. So this helped people understand that I think it is connected to the USB wirelessly. So that's just a reuse of the design. The actual holograms here that you see here. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor. It's a little small, but the circles here are also borrowed from the same thing. So yeah. Was the UI in Blender or somewhere else? It was completely made in Blender. So actually this UI system was modeled in 3D. So I know most people would probably like, I don't know, draw it or something with like a pencil. But no, I actually made this UI in 3D. It's actually a mesh. I can show you guys later if you want. I mean, that's the beauty of streaming. But yeah, it's actually just a mesh. It's got polygons and vertices and everything. I just sort of moved it and made it like, I gave it actual thickness. Like all of this is polygons. Yeah, like it's literally just polygons. Even the texture, so it's semi-transparent. That was polygons as well. Just the shader was built to be that way. You might notice that the numbers are actually slightly different than the rest of the UI. That's for a couple of reasons. First of all, to highlight it. So I can pretend it was intentional. And so look at that. It's so much better, easier to see for everybody. But actually, it's because we used a add-on called Animation Nodes. And Animation Nodes is kind of finicky, so it doesn't actually render out in final renders. So we had to play blast it, basically. We do viewport rendering, and that's what made it look different. It didn't look exactly the same. So I composited it in After Effects. Yeah. Shakedown, how's it going? I'm new here. How did you get the cell shaded look for the characters? That's with my toon shader, actually. It's not super easy to explain right off the bat, but the toon shader itself is included in the Blender animation course, which is actually really cool. It's the first time I've ever shared my toon shader. So yeah, if you guys want to check out the toon shader, it's actually in the Blender animation course on Abby. So Abby actually has the toon shader on her. So you can use it that way if you want to. Like you can pull it out of the file and use it on your own projects. Totally fine. Yeah, so that's how I got the cell shaded look. That's very much a big part of it. The toon shader is required for a toon shader look, for sure. Yeah. What does the amount of yen end with? 0.00? Yeah, 0.00. There is no Japanese currency smaller than 1 yen. You don't know that. This is the year 3000. Inflation. I don't know. That's a very good point, though. I didn't think about that. Actually, because originally, first of all, I wanted to bolster the numbers, so I just wanted to look bigger. Originally, it was in US dollars, so that's why there was a 0.00 there. I just changed the sign at the end. And actually, if you guys, this is a common, this is a critique I got when I first made this. Right here, when it stops, the final value is 500,000 yen, right? And originally it was $500,000, and everyone's first reaction was like, how the heck did a vending machine have $500,000 in it? And I'm like, like, first of all, inflation. Second of all, I mean, like, maybe it's networked, and maybe it's connected virtually through several vending machines. But then I was like, honestly, that is a lot of money for a vending machine. So I changed it to yen, which made it a slightly more believable number. Hey, Shikamaru, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. In the tutorial, you should use the text thing in Blender to plan out shots, character actions. You don't do any storyboarding beforehand. Yeah, I do. Yes. Oh, yes, sorry. In the tutorial, use text things. This is a question about the course. First of all, thanks for watching the course. That's awesome, because I know you have since you asked me about it. The text stuff that I use in Blender is absolutely something I do instead of storyboarding. The reason why I don't storyboard is because, personally, for my own projects, I find drawing things difficult. Well, at first it is difficult, but I will say that drawing things seems to me a bit redundant, since I actually have a pretty good visual of what I want in my head already, and therefore all I really need is a little bit of text to remind myself, to be able to perform the actions and the animation and the camera work that I need to do. And so with that in mind, text for me is enough. And I think for personal projects, I personally support the idea of doing text boards for two reasons. One, because it's something that it's all that's necessary in my opinion. But number two, it's something that doesn't create a barrier for entry. So storyboarding, in my opinion, is rather intimidating, especially for new users, new creators, new creatives. Like, I think that storyboarding can be very daunting for someone who's trying to get into animation. They're like, oh, I want to make an animation, but before I can do that, all the studios, they all do storyboards. They all do. And like, the reality is, yes, they do storyboards. There's a reason why they do, and I'll get into that later. But I don't believe that someone should be like, oh, it's too difficult because I have to storyboard first. And because a lot of people, that could be something that holds them back. So that's why I don't teach it. Now, to answer the question about why do people storyboard in studios then? Well, it's because studios work with multiple people. So when you have one person trying to communicate an idea visually to somebody else, you have to draw it to convey that information efficiently. As you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So having a storyboard in the studio is a lot of benefit because you can communicate efficiently. But that's why I don't use it, because oftentimes for personal projects, I don't show it to anybody else. So yeah, now I do recommend a storyboard if you are going to work with other people. I absolutely do, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary for personal projects. So yeah, anyway, that's my opinion. Do you storyboard by blocking? Sometimes I do. It's technically an animatic. Technically an animatic, I think. Is that the word? I don't know professional words. I just make things up as I go. But yeah, that would be like an animatic, and we do kind of do that sometimes. But the reality is like, I don't take the time to block things as much as I should for that anyway either. I actually don't do blocking much at all. I actually animate straight ahead most of the time, for those of you guys who know what that is. So that's my answer to your question. I hope that answers your question. Because storyboarding is great, especially if you can draw. But I don't like to discourage people from starting at all. Man, I am a rhymer. But yeah. All right, let's keep going, shall we? Should I answer some more questions? No, we'll answer some questions a bit more. Okay. Oh yeah. Fun fact about this shot. First of all, Ramen did a great job at animating this. Patrick Wilson, thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Congrats on your course. Would you say it's for beginners or experienced animators? I would say it's for both. Absolutely. We actually have a beginner section, which is an introduction to Blender as a whole. So you get to learn Blender from the ground up on how to use all the tools for animation. Like, I teach you how to click things, teach you all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. If you want to use right-click select, I don't go over that in the course, but I do go over that in the Blender Fundamentals, the last video in the Blender Fundamentals series. So you can look into that if you want to do right click or not, but the entire course is built off of left click select, which is the default. So hopefully it's very beginner friendly. And not only that, we obviously go even deeper into the things after that. So it's for experienced users as well. So anyone who is experienced in Blender and knows animation and stuff like that, there's still information there that's specific to my workflow. For example, the VFX animated cards that I do, that's specific to my workflow. And you actually get an example of one of my files for the VFX workflow. That's the first time I've ever released a 2D animated card. So if you guys want, I know a lot of people were interested in that a while back. And if you guys want to see how I do that, that file's in the course. But yeah, so that's there. And also my workflow for like the storyboarding and the planning, stuff like that, that's stuff that I do. I'm sure other people do it too, but that's just, if you're curious about my workflow, that's how I work. And then, yeah, I mean, after that, there's rendering and stuff like that. A lot of experienced animators might already know that part, but hopefully that helps a little bit answer your question. But absolutely, you can be a beginner. I go over everything from the beginning. Yeah. Whoa, yo, Battlемore, thanks for the SEK, the 50 SEK. What is there a time limit to get the course? There is no time limit, but if you get it before Monday, you get an extra course for free. So that is a pretty big deal. The extra course is actually called Making an Animated Movie, I believe, or an animated short, and it's by Bloop Animation. He's a great guy. He does a great job with his tutorials. Yeah, so he actually has a deal right now where if you buy any course, you will get that course for free on top of what you buy. So it's a fantastic deal, and I think really great for beginners who are looking to learn that whole process all at once. Because you also get if you buy the bundle, the master bundle, it also comes with animation foundations, which teaches the principles of animation, as well as storyboard foundations, which teaches you the principle of storyboarding. So there's a lot bundled into that master pack, which I highly recommend. And then on top of that, if you buy it before Monday, it is also including a free course from how to make an animated movie. That's a great deal in my opinion. But after Monday, that extra course won't be there. But the other two will still be bundled if you want it to be. Yeah. Weirdo with a cello. Dude, thanks for the $5 super chat. You need an animated VTuber avatar for streams? Make a course on it. I'd buy it. Yeah, I've been thinking about making a VTuber avatar. I think it'd be fun. But I kind of like the one that we have right now. It's, it's chill. It's casual. I like casual. It's good. I don't know if you guys like it. I hope you guys like it. But I am considering a VTuber avatar. I think it'd be fun just because, it's got some cool interactivity with it. But anyway. Yeah, hope that answered your questions. So, Dream High Animation says, Dylan, what's the difference between your Toon Shader and the one in Blender? Oh God, jeez, the one in Blender is terrible. I'm sorry. Whoever made the Toon Shader in Blender had good intentions, no doubt about it. They were able to capture the whole Toon ideas, but they most likely, and I don't want to assume anything at all, because I'm probably wrong about this, but most likely they were not personally involved in a lot of 2D animation work, because one major problem with the Toon Shader in Blender is that you cannot choose, and this may have changed, to be fair, I haven't tried it in a while, but you cannot choose the shaded or shadowed color. The shadow color on the other, basically on the unlit side of the Toon Shader, is just a darker version of the color that you choose for the lit side. And a lot of people do that for the Toon Shaders, and I don't recommend it because it takes away control from the creator. So, as an artist, you want to be able to control the color of the shadow. That's one of my biggest differences in my Toon Shader from the normal one. But there's tons of others too, because I also include a built-in rim light, built-in light groups, which is not in Eevee at all. That's a huge thing. Light groups is a huge thing that's not in Eevee. You can actually have separate lights for each character. And in Eevee, you can't do that. That's actually not possible at the moment. But yeah, that's a thing that's built into my Toon Shader through a little hack that I did. But yeah, so there's a couple other things, but those are the main things that I think are the most valuable about it, which I love. But yeah, hello from Japan. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get back into the video. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, fun fact, this shot was animated by Saranin, and we actually did mocap for this video. I actually have a mocap suit, and we did a little bit of mocap here and there for some shots that we figured would be just a little bit faster if we did it that way, because we didn't have much time for this animation. We didn't actually do a whole lot of mocap, now that I'm thinking about it. Definitely less than half the video was mocapped. But, excuse me, but the shots that we did do with mocap turned out pretty well, I think. So yeah, this was actually, originally, I actually mocapped this. I was the actor for this shot. But Saranin did a great job translating it on screen with the animation. It looks fantastic. But yeah, so just imagine me doing this in my room, and just that's what really happened. Yep, that's how mocap works, pretty much. Yep. Science. Oh yeah, fun fact, this is just a sphere. This is an earbud, but it's just a sphere. You can't really see it. I didn't model anything for that. It's boring. Oh, and one more thing. I wanted to call it to, oh geez, no. Don't look at that. That's not anything. That's not anything important at all. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to mention was that the audio for this was actually a fun little thing that I did. You guys know about that effect? I forget what it's called. It's called something. Maybe one of you guys knows. But I had it so that the music went from being background music to suddenly being heard from her headphones. You guys hear that? Yeah, you hear that? So that effect is pretty simple, but I thought it was kind of cool to kind of immerse people into the music. You can watch it again here. and then it goes back to being background music. Yeah, for those of you guys who are curious, by the way, super simple effect. Just turn down all the bass, and you're good. That's it. That's all it is. You just take out the bass in the music, and suddenly it sounds like it's coming out of a phone or a headset. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so this shot actually was done by me, and this is actually one of the only shots I was able to animate fully because I was so busy with other stuff. But I really like this shot. I think it turned out really nice. Originally there was no light. There wasn't enough light to see where Abby was here, so we added this window, which looks so much better now. Just a fun behind-the-scenes fact. Adding lighting in this short was one of the challenges that we had because it's relatively dark. It's a pretty dark environment, so we wanted to make sure that we could still see the characters. Yeah, does anybody know what that effect is called? It's called something. I just don't remember what it was. Yeah. Are they a dude? No, they're girls. Yeah. I'm a dude doing mocap for another dude who's actually a girl. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a fun shot. We were able to get lighting from the windows as well as from these garage things here. Sarandon did this shot, which is fantastic. Ramen did this one. Well, I started this one. Ramen finished it. This was a great one. I love this moment. This is Ramen's shot. He did this awesome windmill. So this is a fun fact for this shot. Originally, when I assigned it to Ramen, he did a great job with this. He asked me for some tips on choreography, so I came up with some stuff, and I was basically listing off like 4 or 5 breakdancing moves, and I just remember him going like, "Oh no, what the heck is a 1990?" And I was like, "Oh no, here, I'll find it for you." I was like, "Oh man, this is really hard to describe without the names." But yeah, it was it turned out great. Oh my goodness. I really like the windmill on this shot. It just feels so satisfying. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, she uses capoeira. Yeah, exactly. It was based off of capoeira at the time. We were thinking about giving her a capoeira fighting style for that shot. And it worked out great, in my opinion. This was done by Shane Newville, and he did a fantastic job with it. It's choreographed by Shane. We actually did a Poser to Blender workflow for that, so he actually worked in Poser. And then Sarandon and Ramen actually were able to transfer it and convert it and do all the extra floppy bits and the facial animation, which made it look fantastic. It just looks so great. Yeah. Yo, we got a super chat. I very like this cyberpunk style and hope we'll see other characters in the other animation. Yes. Thank you so much. I can't read your name, but I really want to. But thank you so much for the $75 super chat. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I wish I could read Chinese. It might actually be Japanese, but I can't tell. But thank you so much. Thank you. Dream High says, do you animate all these cuts on one blend file, or do you separate them per scene and each couple of cuts has their own files? That is a very good question. I actually do a mixture of both. When I animate for my own stuff, I typically have everything in one file. That's just how I work. I just work faster that way. So I literally have everything in one file. And then, but when I give shots to other people, like for Ramen or Sarandon, they actually work in separate shot files. So that is very much separated per shot, because that's just easier to distribute that way. So yeah, that's what we do. Oh my God, Battle of More, thank you so much for the 119 SEK. I will buy all the course because I believe it will help a lot. I thank you for the information, and I really want to do my own animations since I always wanted to do my own projects. Also, I'm from Sweden. Thank you so much, Battle of More. Thank you. Yeah, I really hope you like the course. I put a lot of work into the course. It has a lot of information about the workflow in Blender for animation that I feel like not enough people talk about, honestly. I actually had somebody in the Discord today say, I didn't know that Blender was even used for animation. You know, a lot of people do assume that Blender is just for modeling or just for sculpting or just for making pretty pictures. And that is technically true. It is really good at doing that, but not a lot of people talk about animation at all. So hopefully it helps. Hopefully it's traditional Chinese. Oh, yes, of course. Must be Taiwanese then. Yes. This is a fat bird. Oh. Oh, it is. It does say that. Okay, yeah, now I see it. Now I see it. Yeah, I do read a little bit of Chinese. I can read a little bit. Anyway, now that I know it's traditional, it makes a little bit more sense. I was freaking out there. But yeah, hope that makes sense. Yeah. So this turned out great. I love it. Oh, and I'd love to talk about sound design too, if you guys are interested, because I did all the sound for this video, and I haven't done sound in a long time, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing sound, so I'll talk about sound later too. But only if you guys are interested. But yeah, Shane did a great job in this fight. It just looks so good. His choreo is always fantastic. Which is hilarious, because somebody actually asked me, or pointed out, I should say, that there's so many videos where people are just chasing other people down an alleyway. And I would say that's true when you include previous dummies, because Shane's videos, previous dummies 1 and 2, were just people fighting in an alleyway, which is exactly what we were doing here. And when I told Shane, like, hey, do you want to do some choreo for this piece? I was like, just think about what you did for previous dummies 2 and just do it again. Just do it again for this one, and it'll be fine. That's all we needed. It just needed like basically the exact same concept of 2 people fighting over something, 2 or more people, you know, in that sense. But yeah, he's just, I mean, he's the expert. But yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, me too, actually. Me too. Hey, you got the muted music going on here too. It's a fun little audio cue. She did. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about that too, because somebody asked about that. But first, I want to talk about how amazingly animated this shot is. This was done by Ramen, and he did all of this by hand. There was no mocap in this, actually. Some people might assume it's mocap because it's so well animated, but it's actually not. It was hand animated by Ramen, based on just some video reference, and it looks great. It's just the finger animation is super detailed. Fun fact, my mocap suit does not do fingers well at all. So if you ever see finger animation, it was not mocap. I can tell you that much. At least not until we get a better suit or something. But yeah, right now we use Perception Neuron, which does have finger sensors, but I haven't found them to be super reliable yet. But it is fantastic for body mechanics. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. He got eyeballs. He got green eyeballs. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have some questions. So I have. So I just wanted to mention here. So this is a fun little behind-the-scenes fact about the story about Abby passing out here. There's a lot of people who asked, why did she pass out? How many of you guys wondered that when you watched this scene? I'm curious. How many of you guys wondered why did she pass out after this fight? Because it is a legitimate question. I'm not, it's totally fine. But we'll talk about it. I'm curious. Yo, Shikamaru, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. How come the jump over the fence slow-mo was cut? Also, how do you animate those shots where the character is running over a long distance, like in your Demon Slayer video? Well, those are 2 very good questions, actually. Let's talk about that. But yeah, keep answering the question if you guys can. So the jump over the fence slow-mo was actually from the course. So if you guys watch the course and if you work through the course, you'll be able to see the slow-mo shot that was basically the same exact vault that we see here with Tabby. Let's just check this out. So right here. Right here. So we actually have a slow-mo cut in the course version of this video, which is a simplified version of the video for you guys to follow along with, because this by itself is too long and too complex to actually teach you guys everything. But the shorter video is much simpler and includes everything that I teach, and it does have a version of the video where there's a slow-mo. The slow-mo was something I did want to keep, but I did find that it kind of cut into my time a little bit because the music had certain timings that I wanted to cue. So instead of doing the slow-mo shot, I basically decided that I would do the beginning of this, which was this running part here. So this part was added after I cut out the slow-mo part. And so you can see the trade-off, right? In about the same time it took for her to do the slow-mo shot in the short version of this video for the course, I was able to fit in like 3 jumps and a climb So I was pretty satisfied with that. That is one reason why I wanted to do it. But also because I animated those two things separately. Technically, not a lot of animation is reused from that short film. From the short film in the course. And the reason for that is just because this film has a little bit of more requirements in terms of like what's going to happen before and what's going to happen after, and the course had some more requirements about what kind of topics we had to talk about, which I may not necessarily use in this video. So for example, in this video I didn't use particle systems pretty much at all, but I wanted to go over particle systems in the course. So if you guys are interested in how to use particle systems, that is included in the course for you guys. But of course I had to make sure that the fight itself in the video was able to include that. But we didn't use particle systems in this video. Kind of interesting, but I love particle systems. But yeah, Cindy says, hey, how about a tutorial on how to make a VTuber avatar? I mean, honestly, I'm not probably the best person to ask for that either. I would like to make a VTuber avatar at some point, but right now all we have is this guy. Yeah, all we have is this guy right here. Yeah, he's cool though. I like him. There's a lot of cool opportunities to use this avatar more, which internally, by the way, I call him Goo Boy, but it's actually just me. This is just my face. So what can I say? Yeah, the fox dude was too handsome, so she fainted as soon as she saw him. Accurate. That is accurate. That's exactly what happened. Yes. So to answer your questions, so going back to what we were talking before, you guys were asking why did she pass out? Yes, very good question. Wow. Which I asked for you, but yes. Thank you for the excellent question. Let me answer that for you. So the answer is I have no idea. Satisfactory answer. Now let's move on. So the actual story of what happened was originally I was planning for her to pass out from some sort of trigger, if that makes sense, like some actual reason why she passed out. Wow, what a that's such a great piece of information, Dylan. Of course you did. So the actual plan was to create a smoke-like noxious gas that would be, thrown at her by the wolf guy, because I wanted him to be the reason why she passed out. But to be honest, I didn't actually plan that out beforehand. And after we animated most of it, we didn't have enough time to actually add that in, because that's a bit more complicated. You got to get some smoke sims, and by the time we wanted to add that in at the end, we had like a day left. So yeah, it wasn't practical anymore for us to do it. So we just went with the idea that she was just really tired. But in reality, this doesn't make any sense at all. So in my mind, the real reason is because of some really hyper technology wolf guy magic voodoo, because he stared at her real funny. I'm just saying, okay, that there was probably some wireless communication going on there, some wireless transplant, yeah, that was definitely a thing. So yeah, she's dead. I'm just kidding, she's not dead. But yeah, there's definitely some clarity there that could have been improved, but I think it turned out great still. I still think it turned out really good. Hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. But yeah, for sure, that's something I would have improved if I had a chance. Yeah. Yo, Waffle thanks so much for the $2 super chat. Would you consider a character creation tutorial? Yes, I would consider that, but I don't know about anytime soon. I'm going to take a break from courses for a little bit because, man, that one took a while. But it was definitely worth it. I put a lot of hard work into the course. So I hope you guys who bought the course enjoy the course for what it is. I wanted to go into detail as much as I could. So, yeah. But by the way, I just want to mention, if you guys have any questions about the Blender animation course, you are free to ask me on Discord or on Twitter or anything like that. You're free to ask me questions. I can clarify for you guys any kind of information that you might be missing. And if there is anything missing in the course, I can talk to Bloop about it and try to be like, okay, we need to update certain assets or something like that. So feel free to let me know anytime. Yeah, message, how's it going, dude? Welcome. Yo, using the Goo Cheese emote. That's a member exclusive. I like your style. Yeah, we need some more Goo Cheese emotes. That's by far the best one. My favorite. Yeah, that one and Megu Face. Megu Face is a good one. Yep. Yo, Shikamaru, thanks so much for the $2 super chat. Animating over long distances? Yes. yes, certainly. If you're asking about whether or not our team is long distance, though, the answer is absolutely yes. We all work remotely, which is fantastic. Can I view this course on my fridge? Oh yes, it's completely smart fridge compatible. I'm just kidding. I don't know, is it? I'd be curious. But it's just a bunch of files, you know? Yeah. Jamer says, have you played Among Us yet? I have. I actually played Among Us like a month or two ago on stream. Right here as we speak. Yeah, no, I'm actually playing Among Us while we're talking right now. It's fantastic. I'm winning. Yeah. Yeah. Which has been your favorite fight to animate? My favorite fight to animate? Like ever? Ever in the world? Ever in my life? You know, honestly, I think Demon Slayer was fun. Oh yes, I had to answer a question about the treadmill. Yes, thank you. I almost forgot. But the treadmill. What is the treadmill doing? Yeah, that's a good question. So I believe somebody asked me earlier. I think it was Shika, was it? And the question was, how do you do those really long running animations? Oh, that's what you're asking about, wasn't it? Animating over long distances. Ah, yes, there we go. That's what you're talking about. Thank you so much for the clarification. Trust me, I have good memory. No, I don't. I have terrible memory. So the yes, thank you. Sorry, Shika. Sorry, I didn't forget. I promise. So the answer to that is, how do you animate running over long distances? That is a problem. Oftentimes when you animate over long distance the traditional way, you'll end up moving the camera like super far. Let me turn on some music. Hold up. You'll end up animating the camera like super far, and it's just gonna be really painful to deal with, because you're just dealing with the fact that like your camera and your character may not move at the same speed, and it kind of comes out of focus and stuff like that. To be honest, though, that is exactly how, you know, live action filmmakers have to do it. But it is difficult. That's why they have like high-speed car camera people. It's crazy. So what I use is a treadmill, and I create these treadmill assets separately from the actual environment. So I will create an environment basically that loops, and that is what a treadmill is, and that's what I use to animate long distances. So I'll actually have, for example, for the Demon Slayer animation, which I believe is actually, what is it? It's like right here or something, right? Is it here? No, I don't have it anywhere here. Anyway, the Demon Slayer animation was actually something that used the treadmill probably pretty well, but I've used it before as well. Let me try and find it real quick so I can show you guys. So basically what happens is the environment just loops around, blah, 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 blah. The environment just loops around until, again, people just can't tell. That's the idea. Hopefully. Let's see if we can find it right here. So as you can see here, this particular animation was also done in Blender, by the way. So right here, this scene right here is the treadmill scene. So I have a treadmill scene in a lot of my animations, but as you can see here, if you look at the background, it's just trees. So I actually just have basically an asset that loops around with trees passing by in the distance. And if you look by really far, you'll notice that the trees in the very background don't move at all, because I needed just a backdrop that didn't move. And so you have like these trees here that are just a texture, and they just stay there. So that's actually just a little, it's an illusion essentially. They're actually not moving at all. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah. But anyway. Who is the mask guy? Yes, that is the next question, isn't it? That is the next question, isn't it? So this is the biggest mystery of essentially the story, and I absolutely will not answer it because you'll just have to watch more to find out. Yes. Now, obviously, if there was a second episode, it would absolutely be focusing on who this guy is, who are the characters, what are their stories, and I think that's something that I would definitely explore more if we would have had the time. So yeah, I mean that's the short answer. The long answer is, technically speaking, he is the bad guy in some way, shape, or form, and we haven't decided how yet. But this, my friends, this is where the real question lies. And why is it called CyberKatsu Recoded? Wow, so strange. So many things, so many hints towards something that hasn't been answered. Anyway, so yeah. Yep. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that answered your question about the treadmill and about who the mask guy is. But yeah, Arthur says, why do you like cheese? I don't think that requires an answer. I think it's self-evident. I mean, have you tried cheese? I mean, man, it's fantastic. It's great. Yeah, are you going to recreate the Ashoka fight from Mandalorian? No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Mandalorian. I don't have Disney Plus. Yeah, but it looks really good. I've heard so much about it. Did you guys animate every day week? Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, it's been a lot. For the eyeliner, did you use paint or material? I believe it's a texture. Yes, which is paint. You're talking about the eyeliner for the girls, yeah. Yeah. The model looks fantastic. I mean, they both look great, and they're both by Art Gun. And by the way, in case you guys don't know, just so you guys we're clear on this, Abby and Tabby are the same rig. They're just different colors. It's just a palette swap. I'm sure you guys know this, but I just wanted to point that out for anyone who was confused. But she has a hood on, so yeah. Cheese is awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yep. CyberKatsu series Pog. Dude, it would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think yeah, no, we'll talk about it later. I'm working on something, but I'm not gonna tell you guys yet. But yeah. How big, Shakedown asks, how big does a mocap room need to be? The answer is it doesn't have to be big at all. It depends on what mocap suit you use, but the affordable kind of mocap suit is actually cameraless, and those don't need to have a mocap room. Those you can just wear, and as long as it has like a Wi-Fi connection, it should be able to record mocap for you just fine. And some of them may not even need that connection. They might have local storage. But yeah, that's what they are. They're just cameraless now. They use inertial sensors. But if you do have a camera-based suit, that gets so expensive. It's expensive, and it needs a room, absolutely. And the size of the room depends on how much movement you personally want to do. But just think about it this way: how many steps of a walk cycle do you want recorded? You know, at least like at least three or four steps. You know, like 1 or 2 steps is not quite good enough for a mocap room, in my opinion. That's like tiny. So you would need a bigger one, and that's really unfortunate, especially when you have to buy the separate cameras, and every camera is like $8,000. Anyway, I'm just talking about cameras. You don't the camera systems. You don't need those. They're really not necessary. The cameraless suits are fantastic, especially for indie developers. Yeah. Sino, hey, what if you just use 2 connects as mocap? Yes, that's true. There is a mocap setup that uses connects because they do have motion capture capabilities. In case you guys don't know, Kinects are for the Xbox Kinect. It's a piece of hardware that came out years ago, and it actually has 2 cameras on it. So each one of them has 2 cameras. If you use 2 Kinects, you get 4 cameras and a lot of high fidelity motion capture, because that's what they're made for, actually, capturing motion. So there is a, I think it's Breckle, is a software that can capture the motion capture from the cameras. I definitely think you can get away with it, and the room can be smaller. But the same rules apply. So how many steps in a walk cycle do you want? How many steps in a run cycle do you want is another thing, right? How many steps of a run cycle? That's a very limiting factor. Because in order to run, you got to have a pretty decent sized room already. So yeah, I would say that. Unless you have a freaking treadmill, like an actual treadmill inside of a mocap room might be useful, not going to lie. That could actually help you with your mocap room size. But you're already spending like, I don't know, so much money on the cameras and then more money on the treadmill. You might as well just get a bigger house. I mean, or a bigger studio, honestly. Anyway, is this a Q&A? Yes, it is. It's basically a Q&A. We're just chilling today. We're going to be watching this video, and actually we're going to finish this video in a bit too, because we should watch the second part too, not just this one. Petition to make Dylan cake a real thing. Oh yeah, goo cakes would be great. I would love to have some goo cakes, honestly. It would be fantastic. How much cheese is too much cheese? There is no such thing as that, actually. Like, scientifically, there's no such thing as too much cheese. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's no. Yeah. Ah, yes, the infamous treadmill. Yes, the treadmill strikes again, indeed. How did you return to Blender when you felt that it was too hard? Says Knight44. That's a good question. So The answer to that is actually I didn't try Blender the first time I tried animating, so I can't really answer that question exactly. When I first started animating, like when you guys remember in my Q&A video, the Don't Judge Me video, there was actually a part that I mentioned I gave up on animation, which I did. But when I did do that, I wasn't using Blender at the time. I think because that was years before I even discovered Blender. So at the time I was using some software. I don't even remember. It was like some weird like non-brand name. It might have been DAWs actually. DAWs 3D maybe. Anyway, it's one of the less well-known softwares, and it certainly wasn't something that I was getting familiar with or able to create anything good with. So I got frustrated, and I didn't have the patience to learn it. It was complicated. So yeah, I didn't have that experience with Blender specifically. For me, I actually started in Blender years later and then stuck with it since then. So yeah, it's hard to answer. But I will say, shake things up a little bit. If you are using Blender and you get frustrated, first of all, following tutorials can help a lot with motivation. Sino says, any tips on how to start Blender? I saw in the FAQ that the course is not for Blender beginners. No, it is. I mean, it can be, yeah, absolutely. It is something that if you are just starting in Blender, you can still pick up because we do have a beginner section in the course. Absolutely. But yeah, other ways to start Blender include, and to answer the previous question about how do you get back into it after you thought it was difficult, I would say use Blender, try using Blender for something else. And like, that's because there's so many different things that Blender can do, and a lot of things you may need to learn while learning Blender. And so if you start and you're like, oh, I want to learn how to animate, and then you're like, oh no, like I gotta get a rig, and then I gotta learn how to rig, and then I gotta learn how to do, and it's like, well, don't worry about all that. Like shorten your task list, basically. Don't go like, oh, I'm going to learn the most complicated thing at first in the very beginning, whatever that thing may be. Try something new. Like, if you want to get back into Blender, like if the first time you did it and you tried modeling and it was too difficult, you're like, oh, that's really hard. Try animating, because animating you don't need to learn how to model. It's a totally different skill set. Try sculpting. That's also a different skill set from modeling. It requires no knowledge of topology or anything like that. It's a much more natural thing to do. So you can try sculpting, you can try modeling, you can even try video editing if you wanted to, but that's a little off course. But yeah, I think if you were able to change course a little bit and try to approach it from a different angle, you might enjoy Blender a little bit more because you have a less daunting task in front of you, which I assume is daunting because if you gave up the first time, then of course you would feel a little intimidated. But anyway, I hope that helps. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one way to get back into Blender. Now, if you want to get started for Blender from scratch, obviously, I think the course does a decent job at introducing Blender for the absolute beginner. So I do think that's true. But it also goes into more advanced topics. So I would recommend for the course, it is available for beginners and it works for beginners. But you should be watching the course as you also improve yourself, because that's the way to get the most out of it. So there are more advanced topics in there that you can follow as you get better as an animator yourself. And you can revisit it too, which is great. So I'll go through all the processes and it'll go into the more advanced stuff. But you can follow through and learn the advanced stuff. And even if you don't know how to apply it at the very beginning, as you develop more skills, or as you watch the beginning of the course more and start developing that stuff, you get more familiar with it. You can go back to the advanced section and learn that again and see all the stuff that you may have missed the first time, because I do go over a lot more advanced things, and I think you can learn a lot from that as you grow. So it's absolutely usable when you start out. But yeah, I mean, other ways to start, of course, are my other tutorial series, the Blender Fundamentals series. Like, honestly, guys, the official Blender tutorial series on the Blender Foundation channel was done by me. Not a lot of people know that, but it is in the course trailer. But I did the Blender 2.8 Fundamental series, tutorial series on the Blender Foundation channel, and it goes over the basics of Blender, which is basically all the features and the tools and what they do. It's more of an encyclopedia of sort of tools. It's like a video documentation type thing. And yeah, they asked me to make it, and I agreed, and I thought it was a lot of fun to do. There's a ton that I learned too, because I had to learn everything about Blender in order to do it. So it was great. Blender's got so many tools, guys. It's fantastic. But yeah, Anime Hero Central says, I bought the course when you first announced it, already knowing the basics of Blender, but after the first few hours of following along, my productivity has skyrocketed. Well worth it. Thank you. Anime Hero, thank you so much. That makes me really happy to hear. I'm really glad that it's paid off for you. That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Any advice in regards to making an animated series, if that's your gig? I'm a 3D animation student, and that's my goal for a YouTube channel and or production company. Yes, I mean, animation series are difficult to make. Absolutely. The biggest advice I would have is to make sure there's an audience for it first. Financially, that is a requirement. So just remember that. How you achieve that is up to you. Yeah. Can I use these models to game out of this short? I don't. Oh, can you use the models on a game? Ask KSK Pause. I believe you can. I don't think it's licensable, like, for commercial products though. So as long as you don't sell the game, you can use it. I believe that's how it works. I'll have to double check the license, but yeah. But you can absolutely use it in your own personal projects. The sound effects, how you managed to fit it in so well. What do you use to edit sound? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the sound. Nobody talks about sound. It's fantastic. We'll talk about sound a little bit real quick. I did all the sound in Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas is a fantastic piece of software for sound editing. But it is a video editor, but it actually started as a sound editor, and it's great. I use it all the time. So yeah, I just use Sony Vegas. The sound effects themselves are just a whole bunch. It's just a whole bunch of. I actually have it right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. This is the stuff that you don't want to look at. I'm just saying, like, this is the hard work that goes into sound design. So this is all the sound effects that I put into it, and a lot of it has to do with layering, getting all these sounds in here, and like trying to get them to sound natural and stuff like that. There's a lot of pushing and pulling of sound effects in terms of timing, as well as pitch and volume, and you get those things mixed together, and it as long as you can get it sounding pretty good, it's pretty good. Anyway, enough of the technical stuff. But yeah, can I use only mouse for this course? Yes, I only use the mouse. So if you only have a mouse, that's fantastic. You'll fit right in. I don't use anything else but a mouse. Yep. That's a lot. Yeah, I don't usually show my technical stuff anymore, but there you go. Yeah. I like that they don't have loud footsteps, but you can hear her clothes ruffling when they move. Yeah. Glad you like it. Yeah. How long did it take to make this from beginning to end? Well, it took about 1 month for animations. Well, less than a month. 2-3 weeks for animation. I would say that the full short probably took 2 months. No, less than that. It was like maybe a month and a half. Now, obviously, the course took up most of my time, but it was like maybe a month and a half, maybe a month, something like that, maybe a month. But we also had a great team, so it was great. Serious question: extra wide monitor or multiple monitors? Multiple monitors, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of use for ultra wide. I think it's actually pretty good. Actually, no, I take that back. I think ultra wide might be actually really good for animating. Ramen actually uses an ultra wide monitor, and I think he benefits from it quite a bit, because Blender doesn't work very well with a multiple monitor setup. So yeah, actually ultra wide might be really good for Blender specifically. I don't use more than one monitor for Blender. But that's because I don't particularly enjoy Blender's multi-monitor setup, and all my monitors are different resolutions, so it doesn't work out very well when you want to span it across 2 monitors, which you can do that manually. But yeah, ultra wide might actually be pretty good for Blender. But I just use 1 monitor for Blender. Yeah, you don't need it, Yeah. That's crazy that it took that short of a time to do.
So
yeah,
I'm sure a lot of you guys have some.
It was a blitz run for sure. Yeah. Did you edit and export the video first, then add all the sounds? Yes, technically, but I didn't have to, because in Blender all the animation is technically already edited if you just if you just render it out that way. Yeah. Hey, Ramen says I use a 4K monitor and an ultra wide on the side. Blender on the 4K. Oh, you use Blender on the 4K? You don't use Blender on the ultra wide? Oh wow. Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, do you think ultra wide has benefits? If so, I'm sure some people would want to know. because I've actually never tried one before, so I don't really know what it's like. Someone says sound design for animation. Oh, like what? When? I don't know. Which aspect of this animation is your favorite? Just the visuals, honestly. Like, just I'm really proud of how the renders turned out. The lighting and everything turned out really good. So I'm really happy with that. The environment and the characters blend in really well. I think visually we were able to accomplish a style that I hadn't really been able to do before, and that I'm quite proud of that, personally. So yeah. I used the ultra wide to fit Discord and all my Firefox tabs. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Alrighty. I just noticed the car model's a Lamborghini Terzo. Yeah, it is. Yep. A lot of people recognize it, actually. I guess it's a pretty well-known car. I just found it on Sketchfab, and it was someone modeled it really well. Cycles are Eevee. This is Eevee. This is all Eevee, so it's actually real time, which is really cool. It's actually real time. Obviously, we did render it with some compositing. Yeah, and because we also had to use freestyle. But yeah, it's real time. It's technically real time. Yep. Do you do Foley by yourself? Yes. I had to record some sound effects for this as well. So some of those sounds are like my hands like hitting things to make some noise. Oh, fun fact about sound design. I wanted to make sure that the USB was trackable through sound, because it's really hard. It's really easy to miss the USB in these shots, like right here, for example. Like, it's kind of the same color as the background, and you don't know, like, did it fall out of her hand, stuff like that. So I had a specific sound effect that I chose for the USB movement that I stuck with as a singular motif throughout the whole thing, which is what you're supposed to do for sound. So if you actually listen to the USB sound, you'll hear it, and that is technically, it's a coin flip sound. So if you hear the coin flip sound, you'll know that the USB has left somebody's hand. So you can see it. You can see it here, basically. You hear that? Yeah. Yep. Yep, there it is again. There it is again. There it is again. So yeah, fun little sound design tip. But yeah, do you do sculpting? I don't do sculpting that much, actually. Not at all. I personally am just bad at retopology, so I just don't bother with it. It's quite nice, says Ramen, if you have the desk space, but the resolution size makes gaming really weird. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I personally like multiple monitors because you have a lot more flexibility on sort of like what you want to put on each one, because they'll all be relatively normal standard aspect ratios. But yeah, some ultra wide monitors give you an advantage in gaming. Actually, you can see more, so maybe that's useful. I don't know. Yeah, we used 2.83 for this. Yep. Kai was in that project too? Yes, Kai animated the shot. He animated this shot right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here. Wait for it. That one. Kai animated that shot right there. Yeah. But he's been hard at work at on effect stuff for Avatar, actually. You should make a series? Yeah, I know. I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool. Yeah, I got some things. Fine. Drops coin? Yeah, we did a coin. I did a coin drop sound effect as well there. Yeah. Did you use a Lamborghini Terzo Millennial car model? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I find retopology sort of relaxing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, actually. It is a relatively therapeutic process if you know the process. So yeah, I absolutely think so. I do agree with that. James Cameron's Avatar. Yeah, dude, man, when is that coming out, dude? That thing's been in production for like 12 years. I don't understand. Yeah. Who voiced the girls? Easy Breezy VA. She's fantastic. How many hours do you spend animating every week? Oh God, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you guys have. I have no idea. Oh, that's so many hours. Actually, I can check, but I'll check later. A lot of hours. I'll tell you that much. It can go up. It can go real way up. How many cameras are being used? It's just one camera. I just use one camera and I animate the camera so that it switches between shots. So yeah. Yep. What are some shortcuts you use personally to speed up your workflow? Custom macros, scripts, etc. We have tons of different macros and stuff. I have one here. I actually opened this up earlier for you guys to see. So this is actually I'm not going to go too into this because it's a lot more technical stuff, but you can see the real-time environment here in Eevee, and you'll actually get a file that looks like this when you buy the course. But yeah, as you can see here, the music is in the file, so it's going to play for a bit. But you can see this is actually what it looks like in Blender, which is, I mean, to me, that's amazing. This is really close to like what we see in the final product, and this is Eevee, so it's all rendered in real time. And you can literally just I can like walk in here, like I'm literally just like WASD in here. As you can see, I'm a little taller than them, so I'm just gonna hello, hi, don't hurt me, I'm just passing by, going through the fence. Going through the fence. Oh, look at that, it's a pretty artwork. Oh wow, so cool. Gonna get me some food. Here we go. Get some of that hydration. Give me that hydration. Entertainment. So yeah, this is how it looks like in Blender. It's really cool. But yeah, this file or a similar file will be available for when you get the course, which will be the link is in the description, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know. But anyway, yeah. Do you like apples? I'm actually allergic to apples. Just fun little fact. Not like deathly allergic, but just like it sort of irritates my mouth. I don't know how else to describe it. They taste good though. I mean, I like apple pie. I'll tell you that much. I like applesauce. Apple juice is pretty good. I just don't like apples. Scene seems to be hard on your PC. No, it's actually not too bad. It obviously isn't going to be like 100% FPS. 100% FPS. Yeah, it's not gonna play at a perfect speed, but my PC itself can run just fine. I mean, as you can see, I'm still streaming. Hopefully the stream is not lagging or anything, but yeah, that's what it looks like. How do you do the volumetrics? The volumetrics is actually it's just this. It's just as you can see, there's a volumetric object that's surrounding the whole scene, and that object got a noise modifier on it. So it's got this. Sorry, not modifier, a noise shader on it. So there's got a noisy volumetrics thing here, and it's able to capture that volumetric fog really nicely without much effort. And everything else just sort of bounces off of it, which is great. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so that's how that works. Okay, let's watch the rest of the video, shall we? Not getting a blue screen is already a huge plus. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a new computer. I actually did blue screen once, so I'm a little concerned about it, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's fine. Any Easter eggs? Are there any Easter eggs in this? Oh, are there? No, actually not particularly. No. No, I didn't put any Easter eggs in this one. I was too focused on getting it done. Although I will say that there's actually a couple. There's a couple signs on here that Ruki helped make for me. These are no smoking while walking signs, and these are actually real signs from Japan. So if you go to Japan and you see this sign, you saw it here first or second. I don't know. Maybe you've been to Japan already. But yeah, these are real Japanese street signs. They're on the ground, so I don't know how it works. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch the rest of this video because we haven't actually talked about the talking bits of this video. So we're going to watch that, and we're going to go over that for a bit too because I think it's fun. All right, sounds good. Okay, here we go. have some questions, which I'd love to hear in the comments down below.
Yes, I would.
But I want to talk about why I made this animation.
Good question.
Which was to show you guys what Blender as an animation software is truly capable of.
Yes.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Because I've been working on a little something that I've been wanting to announce for quite a while. Welcome to the Blender animation course. Sorry, I came in a little early there. Yeah. Oh, no. Keep going. Welcome to the Blender animation course, a complete course to character animation using the free 3D program Blender. Blender is a robust.
This was made actually by
thousands of
Bloop Animation. They compiled this trailer so well.
In this course, we'll cover all the basics of using Blender with the goal.
So this right here,
full action.
This is the scene that you'll get in the course, which is
Impact
just as complete as the other ones. It's just not the same animation.
Don't worry. We'll start by going over the basics. Interface,
yeah, look at that real time.
Importing assets, and all the different animation tools Blender has to offer, like the dope sheet and the graph editor. We'll then ease into animation.
A ukulele?
By animating a run cycle with one of the provided characters.
That would have been great, Proxy.
After feeling more comfortable with the process of animation, we'll dive deep
now there's
into
three
our
of them.
main sequence.
Wow.
We'll plan our action with the grease pencil, animate a first pass, refine it, add facial animation, and go over lip syncing.
Oh, right. I want to talk about my lip sync rig. This is something that you're going to get from the course. This lip sync rig is a rig that I developed myself based on some rigs I'd seen before. But this is a particular workflow to me, as far as I know. I don't know, maybe someone else did it. But this actually uses 6 degrees of freedom to animate lip sync with a single bone. So I really like the system. It actually does even more than that, because it utilizes almost every channel. So I personally really like this lip sync system. So if you guys want to learn how to do lip sync, Abby is a great rig to do that, in my opinion. And we do go over it in the course. So
before lighting and rendering our
pretty cool
scene,
system.
We'll also add some visual effects.
I really like
2D animated cards, particle effects, and depth of field. This course includes Abby, a custom-made character rig, a simple ball rig, my toon shader, an environment model, as well as all the blend files I use to make this sequence, so you can analyze the animation yourself. So, let's get started.
Let's get started, guys!
Wow, one take. Very impressive. Well, thank you. I was actually rehearsing it quite a bit. So I made a course, and it's available now.
I did.
On
That's true.
bloopanimation.com. See, the thing is, for a long time, the most common questions I would get from you guys was how to get started animating in Blender and where to find high-quality rigs.
Oh, by the way, one thing I think you'll notice that the lights are flickering a bit for the volumetrics. That's just a product of the volumetrics. The computer can handle it just fine. It's just that's just a thing. But volumetrics are a little bit heavier for the computer for sure. But that flickering is just something that Eevee does, honestly. And
honestly, I didn't ever have a good answer for you guys because much of the Blender community is focused on modeling and making pretty renders, which is great, by the way. But I decided to collaborate with Bloop Animation to bring this course to you guys with all of its assets to give you guys an easy way to get started.
Those are some nice assets.
This is the first and maybe only time I've shared assets of this quality. And if you get it before Monday, November 30th, you'll also receive an extra course for free.
Yep, extra course.
But anyway, if you guys make anything using the CyberKatsu assets, please tag me on Twitter or post it on Discord. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I'll see you guys in the classroom.
I really do want to see what you guys come up with, though. I just want to say. But yeah. Anyway, this is a fun little thing. I just wanted to point out something. So I don't know how many of you guys saw the ending. The ending was a fun little callback to the wolf guy. And there's a particular thing that I was curious about from you guys. I wanted to ask you guys, how many of you guys saw the wolf guy before this shot during the talking bit? I'm just curious. I'm thinking this person in the mask is not a half animal human. Like, I'm thinking it's a robot. Oh, it could be a robot. Maybe. How many of you expected? How many of you guys expected this guy to be here? I'm curious because there's a thing I want to show you guys. I'm just curious. Yeah, perfectly cut string. Yeah, perfectly cut screens is quite the inspiration, I must say. Magnum bullets vibes. Wait, what is Magnum bullets? Wait, I gotta say. Magnum bullets. Oh yeah. Night Runner. Oh, absolutely. Oh my god. Yeah. When I was making it, I was getting Night Runner vibes too. I was like, oh man, this looks like that Night Runner animation. I forgot it was called Magnum Bullets. Yeah. No, Proxy. I agree. Absolutely. Also, a little bit of Legacy from Beastars, but yeah. He was behind. Oh, Sino, did you see it? Yeah. Other than this shot, yeah. I'm curious. Yeah. Real Alpha got it. Yeah. It's hidden. I want to show you guys. What human has a USB on the neck? That's a good question, my friends. Good question. Okay. So, yeah. Let me show you guys. Okay. So for those of you guys who did not see where this guy came from, there's a small little thing here. So this guy's here, and he obviously scares the crap out of me. But check this out, guys. Check this out. We're gonna watch it again, and we're gonna see if any of you notices. Okay, I can tell you right now that after this scene, he does appear at some point before he scares me. All right, here we go.
With all of its assets,
let's see if you guys can spot it.
Easy way to get started. This is the first and maybe only time I've shared assets of this quality. And if you get it before Monday, November 30th, you'll also receive an extra course for free. But anyway, if you guys make anything using the CyberKatsu assets, please tag me on Twitter or post it on Discord. I'd love to see what you guys come up with, and I'll see you guys in the classroom. So, how many of you guys spotted it this time? How many of you guys spotted it this time? Yeah, you guys got the timestamp for it? Found him. Yeah, you guys got him. There he is. How did I not notice that? Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was really hoping you guys wouldn't notice. This is like I was like holding my breath for this, guys. I'm really glad you guys didn't notice it the first time, because that was fantastic. Now you guys know the secret. This is a secret, guys. We'll keep it between us two, okay? Yeah? Okay, great. Yeah. This is it. Yeah, some of you guys noticed it. I can see. Some of you guys didn't notice it till now, which is great. I'm super happy about that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so there you go. That's a little secret for you guys. I included him in this shot, and you don't nobody noticed it. Yeah. Oh, Ed got it first time. Excellent. Yeah, don't blink, pretty much. Yeah. You're so freaking sneaky. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Yep, that's what it is, guys. That's an odd tie on the wolf guy. Yeah, it's actually great. You know, the just a little fun fact for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the classroom. Wait, no, don't scream yet. This tie is actually the same pattern as the pattern on his face, but just flattened out and zoomed in. So it's actually it's a fancy little tie that looks more like what's it called, like a lion's tail tie or something. I don't know. So like cool fancy pattern, but I was too lazy to actually do that, so I just reduce, reuse, recycle, boom. That's how it works. I thought that was you, but with a tie. Yeah. That was sort of the idea. The idea was that subconsciously people would see this and just assume it was the other Dylan, because that's what it's playing on. Like subconsciously, it's playing on to that expectation. So people are just like, oh, that's just the other Dylan. I'm just gonna ignore that. And it's a joke that, you know, his face is covered, and that's funny. But actually, it was the wolf guy all along. Yeah. What mic do you use? I use a Snowball. I use a blue Snowball. I mean, it's actually white, but the brand name is blue. Yeah, I think. Yes. I do have an Instagram. Yes, I do have an Instagram, and actually, I do want to post more on my Instagram. I don't at the moment. I don't post a whole lot. I do post every now and then, but I do have a plan to post more on the Instagram in the future. So if you guys do follow me, you'll be the first ones to see me actually start posting more. So that's exciting. Yeah. Dylan is big brain for that. What can I say? I cut off his head. Very big brain. Yeah, my Instagram. Yes, there you go. Thanks, Robin. My Instagram is the same name as everywhere else. Dylan Goo, DILLONGOO. Is there a Discord? If so, how do I join it? Yes, absolutely. Dom T.
discord.gg/DylanGoo as well. I am relatively active on the Discord. I actually I like to be on there and browse everyone's conversations and spy on them. Say hi. So that's actually a great place to reach. That's actually a great place to reach me. If you have any questions about the Blender animation course, I'll be there. If you tag me in the questions channel, I can answer those questions as soon as I can. It's a great place to reach me if you are not on a stream or anything like that. So yeah, if you do have questions, joining the Discord is a good idea, and it's public. So discord.gg/DylanGoo, and you'll be there. Did you animate this yourself? I animated this talking part myself. Yes. So all this stuff is me. Yo, Common Guardian, thank you so much for the €5 euros. Is he the friend of the guy with the rabbit mask from Subway Runner? I mean, maybe. I can't say that I've particularly seen Subway Runner, but they sound like they would be friends. Yes, absolutely. Possibly buddies. Can't see the download button on the website. Please help. What? It should be there. It should be there. Have you tried contacting the support on bloopanimation.com? They should have a contact us at the bottom. But yeah, a lot of other people have had no problems, so I'll double check why exactly that's happening with you. But it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong on their end. So hopefully it's just hard to see, and you'll be able to find it just fine. But there should be a contact. Yes. So at the very bottom there is a contact us button under support. If you want to go there, you should be able to get some support from them, for sure. Real-time X. Oh my god, the Discord is blowing up. Oh man, so many of you guys just joined at once. It's crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Enjoy the Discord. Enjoy the Discord. It's a cool place to be. We try to make it as friendly as possible. Don't be rude, please. We ask that you don't be rude. Just don't be rude. Don't belittle people. Don't make fun of people. Don't call people names. Don't threaten people. Don't send them death threats. Don't standard stuff, right? Standard stuff. Don't steal their money. Yep. But yeah. Discord is a good place to go. Anyway, are you a dragon? I've always wanted to be a dragon. Just kidding. I'm already a dragon. I'm a dragon. Anyway,
30th. You'll also receive an extra course for free.
Oh, right. By the way, for those guys who are curious, I don't know if I made this clear, but this is the course that you'll get for free. Making an animated movie. This is by Bloop Animation. They did a fantastic job with it, and it comes for free before Monday if you buy the course. After Monday, it won't ever be free ever again. This is actually a one-time thing. It's not a Black Friday thing. It just happens to be this weekend that they're ending that promotion. So it used to be free for everything, but now it's not. So if you guys ever want to get this course for free, you'll have to get it this weekend. So yeah. Yep. So many people joined the Discord just now that we got some spam in the general channel. Let me see if I can. We'll put it somewhere else for a sec, and then my goodness me, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, don't take their lunch money, please. That's a very rude thing to do. I would request not to take people's lunch money. Yes, thank you. Good shot, Ramen. Alrighty. Alright, so yes, I teach the course. Yes, this course right here. Hang on, this course right here.
Let's get started.
This course, the Blender animation course, is done by me. I'm the one who recorded it. I'm the one who animated for it. I did all the work for planning the tutorial and everything. And I hope it does a good job at teaching. A lot of people have already told me that they love it, which I hope is true, obviously. Yeah, I really hope people get a lot out of it, because I did put a lot of work into it. And we also have assets that come with it. So all the things that you see on screen here come with the course. The environment, the characters, the spray can, if you want spray cans, the rigs, they all come with it. So yeah, the course is narrated by me, it's written by me, it's taught by me. So yeah, that's it. Are you lactose intolerant? Yes. Can we see the mesh to the UI now? Oh yes, good question, Dark Charlie. That very good question. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I thought it was an anime. I'm so dude, that flatters me so much, guys. Thank you so much. So I am going to show you guys the hologram real quick because somebody wanted to know. This is the hologram UI. So as you can see here, it is 100% 3D. There's no textures on this. It's just mesh. Now, if you look at the you actually look at the polygons here, you can actually see that I have literal vertices here creating this thing. So I actually made it by hand from scratch with just verts. So yeah, hopefully that makes more sense now. If you animate it here, you can see it in real time. It is actually spinning based on these two bones here. And this is driven by animation nodes, but that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all it is. This is the mesh UI. You can turn off perspective, making it look a little cooler. Yeah. So yeah, that's the mesh UI, for those of you guys who are curious. I finally seen where to download the materials. Hey, nice, Real-Time X. I'm glad you found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How'd you get the idea of CyberKatsu? Oh, I wanted to make something cool with the characters. Actually, we made the characters first, and then we were able to do the story afterwards. So, yeah, it was a lot of that. Yeah, 12. Oh yeah, you guys didn't notice before. Okay, hey, so hang on, hold up. Where can I get the time-limited free course? Well, the course will come with. The free course will come with any course that you buy on bloopanimation.com. So you should be able to just buy the course, and that free course will come with it. Yeah. The numbers are all animation nodes, yes. So you can actually see animation nodes. This is the node setup for this guy. So that's all it is. It actually uses a custom property that just, as you can see here, this number changes, and that's the number that gets reflected over here. But enough of this technical stuff. I wanted to show you guys something. Hang on. Check this out. Check this out. Hold up. We almost there. Cyberpunk? It is cyberpunky. It's absolutely cyberpunky. Randy Gaming, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Okay, so right here, I wanted to see how many people noticed this. And I see some of you guys noticed it in stream, but I'm curious. I want to know how many of you guys noticed during the video that Abby has 12,486 unread emails. I'm just curious. Because I just wanted to put that, I just wanted to ask that to you guys and say, like, you know, I want to know how many people noticed how many an ungodly amount of messages she has unread over here in the corner. Yeah. When are you gonna make another animation? I am working on another animation right now, actually, that we're hopefully gonna be done with soon, which is Katsu Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then we'll be working on more animation. I have so many projects right now in the works, so they're coming. Believe me, they are coming. But if you're doing 3D, you're thinking in 3D space. Meanwhile, 2D, you're just drawing them. I make it sound like 2D is easier, but it's not, because you also need to know perspective and stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Don. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with this. I agree. The IRS demanding an explanation. Yeah, yeah, that is... Did not notice. Yeah, not a lot of people noticed. Because, I mean, obviously it's not the focus, and it's a pretty short shot. But, yeah, 12,000 messages. I just put that in there for fun, because I thought it'd be funny. You can see here, oh, it doesn't have the right font. Oops, you guys didn't see that. Oopsies. It has the right font in the other shots. No wonder it's so tiny. Anyway, but yeah, 12,000. You guys didn't see that. Nothing. I make no mistakes. What are the most difficult features to animate? Facial expressions, or gestures? Finger animation is one of the hardest things, I think. I like to avoid finger animation as much as I can. So I would say that. Ramen did a great job with finger animation in the last shot. I absolutely love this shot. Hang on. Look at this. This finger animation is pretty hard to do, and Ramen knocked it out of the park. So yeah, finger animation is pretty hard. I would say finger animation is hard. Facial animation is not that difficult, because each feature of the face is relatively separate. You kind of animate them separately. Like the eyes, you can animate them sort of together, like get the eyebrows and the eyelids and stuff animating and synchronizing properly. And then, you know, stuff like that works. But the fingers, man, you got to animate all of them separately, and it's like you got to get like them synergizing in a lot of different ways. Like that's the thing. Fingers can interact in so many different ways that it's just the possibilities are endless. In like a bad way. No, I mean, but it's a lot harder to like to get the right gestures. Now, not saying it's impossible at all. It's obviously not difficult if you know what you're doing, but I would say fingers are a little harder to do. Yeah. Reminds me of myself. I have 3K unread Discord pings. Oh my god, that's a lot of Discord pings. Oh man. Yeah. I demand a movie for this. That would be so good. I would love to make a movie. I would love to make a movie. You know, series are great too, but like movies are such nice, like self-contained stories. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Ramen inspired. Yeah. Have you used SFM before? No, I haven't actually. I have not. Yeah. Do you have other social media? Yes, I do have an Instagram. I also have a Twitter, by the way. That's a big thing. I'm relatively active on Twitter, more active on Twitter than I am on Instagram. So if you guys do want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Twitter, whether publicly or privately. I'll typically respond if I can. But I do try to post on Twitter every now and then. So yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you'll probably catch me announcing some things or sharing some GIFs or whatever. And yes, it's pronounced. You know, no, it's not. Whatever. I'm not. Your hands and feet have more bones than the entire rest of your body. That's how complex they are. Yes, absolutely. The phalanges. Yeah, they're pretty complicated. Absolutely. There's also more nerve endings, by the way. So, like, in terms of like, you know, reactions, you do have to think about that when you're an animator. Like, what are the psychological reactions of people touching things and stuff like that? You're going to be more sensitive if your hand touches something than if your elbow touches something, right? So how you react to that, it plays into the acting. But yeah, absolutely. I think it is a telltale sign of how complex they are to animate, seeing how many bones there are. But then again, there's a lot of teeth in your mouth, and that's not too hard. I'm just kidding. I don't know if you're talking about it, but is the guy at the end taking the money, the software, or her connection to the device? Very good question. Very good question. It could be any of the three, honestly. There's a lot of different possibilities for what the USB could do and should do. I have those in my mind, but I'm not going to say anything outright because I like that to be up to what you guys think. It is very much so a headcanon piece, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because there is a lot of possibilities, and I wanted it to be open-ended for you guys to sort of speculate on your own, and that's something that I think makes the piece really exciting because it's fun. It's fun to think about. I have personally a lot of ideas too, obviously, but I won't say them. Not right now. Yeah. What is the background music? Oh, the background music is just some really nice cyberpunk free music by White Bat Audio. And White Bat Audio, they're a YouTube channel, and they actually also made the music for the short. They make copyright-free music, and I was able to use it. And they make great music. I highly recommend supporting them by subscribing to them. And yeah, they're fantastic. For what reason do you use Blender for your animations instead of Cinema 4D or Octane Render? Well, I would say that Blender is free. That's a big reason. But yeah, I just like it. I just like it a lot. I mean, obviously, it's the first software I learned. But I will say that I did learn Maya. I do know how to use Maya. But do I like it more than Blender? No, I do not. For a lot of reasons. So many reasons. There's so many of those reasons. But to be fair, there's a lot of reasons why Maya is slightly better in some ways, in some select ways, than Blender. But not every way, by any means. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, because I can talk about Maya versus Blender for a long time. But I will not claim to be an expert on Maya, because I didn't use it as long as a lot of other people. But I will say almost every expert on Maya is mostly an expert on third-party plugins for Maya. I'm just gonna put that out there, okay? I'm not gonna say anything else, but I'm just gonna say most experts in Maya are experts on the third-party plugins that they use for Maya, because that's what Maya is good for. I mean, to be honest, Maya is really good because it has a lot of third-party plugins that are really good. but they're not made by Autodesk. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. Okay, anyway, yeah. It's taking her Spotify premium account. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just hacking in. Yo, Torian, yo, what's up? Yo, Torian, how's it going, dude? Oh man, how long have you been here, dude? I've missed you, dude. I've missed you so much. It's been so long since I've seen Torian, man. We gotta hang out again. It's just, man. Yeah, people saying Maya is better specifically for animation. I personally don't agree. I just personally don't agree. Now, I do think that might be true for some people, absolutely. And again, I do think there's a lot of great third-party plugins for Maya that make animation really good in Maya. Do I think Maya itself supports animation really well? No, I don't. I really don't. And I do talk about it in the course a little bit. But I will say that the biggest thing that Maya doesn't have over Blender is the dope sheet, which I use like religiously. The dope sheet is such a strong tool for animation in Blender that I honestly don't know why anyone would animate without it, unless there wasn't one in the software, which is how it is for Maya. So Maya doesn't use a dope sheet at all, and that's why I don't like it. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it. Now, don't get me wrong, there could be plugins that make up for that fact, and the graph editor is fantastic, and it makes up for that fact, and you can absolutely animate without it. But to me, it's not as fast as animating in Blender. Yeah, dude, Torian, congratulations on RVB, dude. I've been seeing like all the crazy, dude, you've been doing some amazing stuff. I think it's the most recent fight. It's just like, dude, man, you're blowing away. You're blowing everyone away, me in particular. But the choreo that you're coming up with is just so good, man. I'm just like, man, like, and I love, by the way, just a small thing, but I love how you use slow-mo. This is my personal gripe about a lot of people who use slow-mo. It's difficult to use it right because it's easy to overuse it. But man, your slow-mo shots are great. Like, it's not too much. Perfectly highlights the cool moments. Like, that's what I live for, man. That's great. It's fantastic. Yo, dude, thanks for the $3 super chat, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. A super sticker technically, but dude, thank you so much. Yo, dude, the fist bump, man. I need to fist bump you in real life, dude. That's what you deserve for RVB. It's great. So good, man. So good. I'll drive up to see you. Oh my god. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, dude. No, I actually do want to visit Austin. I was planning to visit Austin. Like, I wanted to. I had plans for it. But this pandemic, man. I hope you guys are all staying safe, by the way. Those guys who are watching this. Luckily, like, we don't have to leave our house to watch the stream. That's fantastic. But man, like, leaving the house is just so difficult these days. And it's getting really bad in my city in particular. So yeah, I've been playing it safe. Do you prefer 3D animation more than 2D animation? Yes, I do. I do, because it's easier. Now, it's not easier per se, but it requires a different skill set, is what I would say. So the biggest difference between 2D and 3D is that you don't have to know how to draw in 3D. Whereas in 2D, you have to know how to draw. Like, you have to be good at drawing. Now, don't get me wrong, you can animate things that are not necessarily good drawings. Like, absolutely. But you have to be able to draw consistently bad pictures if you're gonna do that. So that consistent drawing style thing is something that is required for animation, and to me, it requires a lot of discipline and practice that I'm like, I don't have that. So I'm like, oh man, 2D drawing is difficult. But for 3D, you do need to know a different skill set. So it's not like it's just an easier version of 2D. No, not at all. You have to learn more technical things. There's a lot more overhead before you can even get started on animating. You have to learn how to model, rig, texture and render and do all that stuff. And you have to learn all the controls and the UI and all that stuff. So it's more overhead in terms of getting started. But once you do get started, things flow a little bit better. The animation process is a little faster, stuff like that. For 2D, you can basically draw, like, as soon as you know how to draw, you can basically start learning how to animate. But the difficulty is, actually executing that well. I think that's really, really difficult. And that's going to be a challenge for both of them. But in my opinion, the technical skill set that I have for 3D, in my mind, especially as a computer science major, is more accessible to me than my artistic side. Now, don't get me wrong. I actually used to draw a lot. I've been drawing since I was like really young. but it's still hard. I don't know. I should actually draw some more. I used to be a really I used to love drawing. Like I used to draw a lot, but yeah, one day. Yo, Mohammed, yo, thank you so much for the membership, dude. Thank you. Mohammed, thank you so much. Joined. Welcome to the support goos. You get access now to all the amazing emojis that we get. You know, I'm just saying. Is it worth it? Yes, absolutely. The emojis are great. Yeah, drawing on model. Yes, that's the phrase. Yes, correct. Yeah. The USB obviously is a render free. Wait, what? The USB key obviously render free from whatever system keeps in control everything. The villain may be artificial intelligence. Ooh, that's actually very interesting. Yeah, maybe, Paulo. Yo, Yavarg, did I pronounce that right? Yavarg, that sounds like a cool name. Yo, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, dude. Thank you. Hey, Mohammed, what's up, dude? What's up? Thanks again, man. Thank you so much. Aram Alvarez, I wanted the course so bad, but I'm sure my mom will say no. Aw, I mean, you should have her watch the video. Just be like, hey, look, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'll leave it up to her, but I will say that, in my opinion, learning how to do 3D software liberates you creatively. That might be a biased opinion, but like for me, once I learned how to do 3D stuff, like I felt like I could do anything. And in a lot of ways you can, because 3D animation is a very complete package type of thing. Especially Blender, which can do pretty much everything, including VFX and video editing and all that stuff. But yeah, I think creatively you get to do a lot of things. You get to see your painting, on a building if you wanted to, right? There's a lot of things that you can do in 3D that you can't do in other other artistic mediums. That's just my personal opinion, but anyway. What YouTube channels do you recommend to learn Blender animation? You can buy my course. I say that honestly, like it's not just a promotion. The reason why I made the course is because actually I didn't have an answer to that question. So I actually talk about that in the video. Right here was how to get started animating in Blender and where to find high quality rigs. And honestly, I didn't ever have a good answer for you guys because much of the Blender community is focused on modeling and making pretty renders. Yeah, so that's absolutely true. People have asked me this before, and the honest answer is that I don't know, because very few Blender tutorials go over animation. That's just a fact. I've been following the Blender community for a long time, and I've almost never seen animation tutorials. Now, don't get me wrong, there are animation tutorials out there, but there's not a lot of like huge ones that are like the gold standard for animation. And so that's one of the big reasons why I made the course, because I felt like it was missing. And so I honestly, I do legitimately believe that I think that course has all the information you need to learn animation in Blender. Yeah. My mom is going to give me the course for my B-Day. Should I get the 67 or 97 if I just want to animate? Oh man, that's a really good question. It depends on your experience level, and also like if you want to learn the deeper concepts behind animation. Personally, if you're a beginner and you want to learn more about the animation process and not just about Blender, I highly recommend the master course, because it comes with the animation foundations and storyboard foundations courses, which are very critical and very helpful for learning how to do your own animations. Absolutely. My course, the Blender animation course, centers only on the workflow in Blender. So being able to apply the things that you learn from the animation foundations course is actually really important. Now, if you don't want to get the storyboarding course, you don't have to. I believe that's the 97 one is the one without the storyboarding one. So you can get that one. I do think that would be worth it. Yeah, absolutely. Cybercrimes, thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, getting into animation is a lot of fun. It's so much fun. So I really hope so. This course came right on time to go with my new computer. Hey, nice, Dark Mink, dude. Congratulations on your new computer, dude. That's exciting. Do you have a 3090 by any chance? Yeah. How about the $67 one? It's good. It's certainly not bad, because the $67 one is absolutely everything that I put into it, which is I still think is enough for you to get into it. But I do recommend the Animation Foundations course if you want to learn more about the philosophies behind how to make an animation like look and feel good from behind the principles of animation, basically, which talks about a bit more. Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem at all. Do you use a tablet? I do not use a tablet. No. Yep. Ask her if she can see the dude before the ending. Yeah, those are the real questions. Yo, Muhammad, I hope you like those emotes, man. They're pretty great. They look good on you. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be ending the stream. So because we're reaching about that time. So I will be seeing you guys on the next stream, which hopefully will be soon-ish. I'll be finishing up my next project, which is Katsu Avatar: The Lost Airbender, which I'm actually really excited for you guys to see. Like the animation's basically done. We're just working on effects and rendering, and I really want to finish that soon because it already looks so good, and I want to show you guys. Yeah. I hope you guys are excited for Avatar: The Last Airbender, cats, because I am, and it's gonna be coming out relatively soon. So after that, we're gonna be having another watch together. I hope you guys enjoyed the watch togethers. I'd love to hear your opinions on these kinds of streams because I think they're really cool to be able to interact with you guys. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, yeah. So we'll be doing another watch together stream after the Avatar video, and yeah, if we happen to have any more streams before that, it'll probably be on Twitch. Which I'll announce on Discord either way. So if you guys join the Discord, you'll be able to catch me on any stream. But yeah. Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, DJ Phantom, I'll see you later. Yeah, Torian, see you later, man. Thanks for dropping by. I mean, honestly, just quick shout out to Torian, by the way. For those guys who don't know, Torian is an amazing animator who's working on RVB0. He's the director and choreographer, and he's fantastic. Obviously, there's other animators that are working on it. They're also super talented. Check them out. But anyway, I'm gonna see you guys later. Atla hype is real. It's real. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, Nicholas asked, does the course get into effects and rendering in Blender? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Yep. Okay. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.